My name is Connie Nshemereirwe. I'm from Uganda. And since 2021, I have been the director of the Africa Science Leadership Program. I started out as a fellow in the very first cohort in 2015. And from 2016, I began to train as a facilitator in the program, which later on led to me being requested to lead the ASLP Accelerator Program. I think that one started around 2018, 2019. And in this accelerator program, we were trying to see how we could respond to the huge demand for training by African scientists across the continent. And so we started off with something in MENA region, in Ghana, in West Africa, in East Africa, in Ethiopia, in Southern Africa. We did something online with Mauritius and Seychelles and those areas of the Southern Africa. As an academic at the Uganda Matters University for 15 years, but shortly after my fellowship with the Africa Science Leadership Program, I felt a strong need to move out of academia into the space between science and society. So since 2016, I have been a self-styled science and policy facilitator. And in this role, I run workshops for scientists in helping them engage with policy actors, engage with society, and pass on skills like science communication, policy engaged research skills, and science leadership. The decision to continue to be strongly associated with the ASLP is twofold. One was that the ASLP itself offered the opportunity for the fellows to become more involved along the way, and we've had many of the fellows go on to become mentors and become facilitators. And so I took the opportunity because I saw how much impact the program had on African scientists, and so felt that I really wanted to be part of that. But the second reason I decided to continue with the Africa Science Leadership Program was actually that it responded to my own personal vision on having more impact as a scientist, especially since I had decided to become a science and policy facilitator. So it was also an avenue for me to continue to reach out to African scientists and helping them acquire these skills that they needed to engage more with society. The fellows that we have had through the Africa Science Leadership Program, both the flagship program at Future Africa and the satellite programs in Western, Eastern, Southern, and Northern Africa, have gone on to take on more responsibility in their communities, both in the science community, but also in the community beyond academia. And it turns out that many of them have now built strong collaborations with one another to address issues that cross boundaries. And it has also been an opportunity for these same African scientists to join global organizations such as the Global Young Academy, such as the International Science Council, and bring the voice of early career African researchers to these global conversations. So I would say that even beyond the individual impact, where the scientists themselves feel more empowered to act in their different arenas, it has also jointly or communally brought more of the voice of African science to the global stage. There is still so much we can do. In the last 3 years, what the ASLP has been focusing on is to build a cohort of facilitators from among the fellows. And so we've had a couple of trainings where we have invited former fellows or invited fellows to come along and learn how to run an ASLP of their own. And since then, we have had mini SLPs in countries as diverse as Zimbabwe and Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Mauritius, and a few are also set to run in Botswana, in Tunisia, in Egypt, in Ethiopia. And so the fellows across Africa have really responded very well to this offer for training to run their own ASLPs. And in some countries, they are already running a second annual mini SLP, such as countries like Cameroon, Nigeria, and Mauritius. And so we see that things are picking up. There's also been an ASLP a mini SLP in Tanzania. I cannot actually remember all the countries offhand anymore. But so one of the ways that we can enable this vision of the ASLP to go further is to support those in-country SLPs. The fellows are well connected to one another within their own countries, to one another as fellows, and they run these workshops together, but we can get more support from their universities, from their ministries of science and technology, and so that's at the country level. At the continental level, there's still large parts of Africa, especially French-speaking Africa, that we haven't been able to reach, and also Portuguese-speaking Africa. And so there's still opportunity to organize regional science leadership programs that target those particular scientists. But all in all, the methodology of running the SLP is quite well developed and has actually been exported to other parts of the world, to Latin America, to Southeast Asia, to Europe. And so the main support that would really help would be to enable more and more of these workshops to take place within countries and within regions.